Good afternoon, dear friends. Hello to all of you from all over the world. Let me press recording before I forget. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, I am, sister. Thank you.
Wonderful. Could you please unmute yourself and say hello to the people in this group with the language that perhaps not English? See if if you can say hello in other language that you know of, but if not, to say in English.
Bonjour.
Oh, hello.
Guten
Aloha.
Morgen.
Hello.
Buenas
Hola.
tardes.
Anyone here who can speak Spanish?
I can. I speak Spanish.
Oh, hola.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos.
Buenas tardes a todos también.
So nice. Anyone here can speak Vietnamese?
Yeah, xin chào.
Xin chào.
Xin chào. Tôi là Luke.
Oh, nice look. Very, very good. Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. It seems like more friends are joining us, but perhaps I would like to take this time to welcome you all to our weekly online session. Today is the first Thursday of August, and it is 100 degrees in Tennessee. I am now at home in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, to be more accurate. I took a walk with my dad and my sister this morning around 6 o'clock. And since then, I haven't been outside because it's really hot. So I'm just allowing myself to be indoor and drinking a lot of water. And is it hot where you are right now? Yes. Seems like
Yes, we're in Huntsville, Alabama, not too far from you. It's very hot, very humid.
Yes, yes. So anyone here from Europe right now? Okay. So it's very cool in Europe at this time of the night, right? It is 11 or 12 your time?
Yeah, in England, we've had a lot of rain for about 2 weeks, every day raining.
Wow.
Which is really unusual. It's never happened before like that at this time of the year.
Mm-hmm. And I know it is winter in Australia. Anyone here from Australia? Okay. Yeah. We all live in the same planet, but the weather is different everywhere, right? We are also different in many wonderful ways. Today we have a very special guest. We have Sister Thượng Nghiêm. Sister Up. Sister Thượng Nghiêm, could you give us the full English translation of your name, please?
Hello, sister. Hello, everyone. My name's Sister Thượng Nghiêm, and true translation of my name is True Adornment with Elevation, but I prefer to call me Sister Up.
Anyone here seen the movie Up? Yes. Have you seen that movie, Sister Up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. Yeah.
Did you start to translate your name Up after you watched that movie?
It's one time, before that, before I was up, when I was in France, Plum Village, and then Upper Hamlet is Xóm Thượng, and my name is Thượng Nghiêm, so they call me Up.
Okay. Yeah, for those of you who have been to Plum Village, you know that there are 3 hamlets. Lower Hamlet is for the sisters. New Hamlet is also for the sisters. And Upper Hamlet is for the brothers. And the Vietnamese translation of Upper Hamlet is, like Sister Thượng Nghiêm said, Xóm Thượng. And her name is Sister Thượng Nghiêm. Okay, very nice. And
Sister, sorry, Michelle bowing in. I just wanted to share with you and the community that when I used to go to Plum Village every year about 20 years ago, and I remember you 20 years ago, you were there. Yeah, and I think I used to hang out with you then back in the day.
Sister Up, you used to hang out with Sister Up 20 years ago. Oh,
Yeah.
because in our community, many sisters, we look alike.
No.
Yes. Can I share with you a secret?
Yeah, I'm so old now, you probably don't recognize me, but no, obviously I know our sisters are individual human beings.
Right. Yes. Sister Thượng Nghiêm ordained in 2007, right, Sister?
Yeah.
Right. So how many years is that?
About 16 years
16
already.
years. Yeah. Mm.
And I was in Plum Village from 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
If you were at that time, maybe we already met. And for that, I wasn't there. And after that, I wasn't there too.
Yeah. Well, I really hope that one day we all will be able to meet one another in person, and hopefully that day will come. And once again, we often get mixed up. Oftentimes, I get mixed up with another sister, and she ordained for more than 30 years.
But were you in, I think you were in Plum Village like 20 years ago, the 2000 and 2005.
Yes, I was in Plum Village in 2004 and 5. Yes, so
I
perhaps we have met.
remember you being there then.
Yes.
I remember you being there then.
Thank you for remembering. I'm very happy. It is to say that your mindfulness is very, very great. For me, for people that I have met 20 years ago, I don't think I would remember. I have met so many people in my life, and it's difficult to remember all of them.
True.
So-
That's true. You must have met like thousands and thousands of.
Yes. So
Yeah.
thank you for remembering me, and hopefully, I will also remember all of you here. Hopefully, as long as I can. And shall we sing some songs before we do the guided meditation?
Sister, may I bow in for one moment?
Yes.
Yes, I hope to see you at the end of this month at the I Have Arrived retreat. I will be attending at Magnolia Grove.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. You will see Sister Thượng Nghiêm also.
So,
Thank you. Thank you for coming to the retreat. I think we are expecting maybe 250 friends and almost 100 monastics. Registration is still open.
Fantastic. Wow.
Yes, registration is still open if you wish to join us. And also the healthcare retreat is available online too. If you can make it in the in-person healthcare retreat from September 6th to September 10th. Again, we would like to invite those of you who wish to attend an inclusive general retreat that is from August 30th to September 3rd. And if you are a healthcare professional, caregivers, first responders, the retreat is from September 6th to 10th, available both in person and online. Yeah, thank you for that. So I'd like to invite us to sing a song or two before we have a guided meditation. And today we will share with one another the meaning of true love. How can we practice true love? The third mindfulness training in the 5 mindfulness training. So let me pull up the song sheet. Please let me know if you are able to see this. Today I think we can sing maybe just 2 songs. If there is a song you wish us to sing together, please type it in the chat box, and please allow me to choose maybe only 2. We have a request to sing the song number 3. Perfect. And one more. Please feel free to choose one more. 8. Okay, thank you. So number 3 and number 8. The island within. There is an island within ourselves. A very comforting song to sing. If you could please mute yourself to avoid the echo from happening. Relax your body. You may move your body to the left, to the right. This is like a lullaby song. Feel the beautiful words. Be the beautiful words. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine, and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy going back to my island. If you know this song, please sing with me. But just mute yourself. Mute the Zoom. Yes, sing for yourself. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine, and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy going back to my island. And number 8, dear friends, when you sing this song, I invite you to think of 1 or 2 people in your life that has given you much joy, happiness, and are there for you, were there for you in times of happiness and difficulties. And send them your loving and peaceful energy. Let them know that you are thinking about them. You can close your eyes when you sing this song. And let your love permeate deeply into your body and into your mind. Dear friends, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so. Dear friends, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so. I love you so. Dear friends, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so. I love you so. Thank you so much, dear friends, for singing with us. Seems like all of us are here, and now we can start our session with the guided meditation. Sister Thượng Nghiêm will invite the bell, and I will do the guided meditation. And now I'd like to invite everyone to please sit upright with your back straight and relax your whole body. Whether you are in a sitting position, lying position, please make yourself feel as comfortable as possible. This is a me time, it's a we time. Allow all the cells in your body to fully rest. And use this time to be present in the present moment. Relax all the muscles on your face by giving yourself a gentle smile. Your shoulders, you may roll them back and relax it. Hands can place one on top of another or just gently rest on your laps, your knees. If you're sitting on a chair, feel the contact of your feet placed firmly on Mother Earth and relax. Gently, slowly become aware of your breathing or the sounds you might hear at this moment. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. In, out. Breathing in, I follow my in-breath from the beginning to the end. Breathing out, I follow my out-breath from the beginning to the end. Following my in-breath, beginning to end. Following my out-breath, beginning to end. Breathing in, I go back to myself. Breathing out, I take refuge in my own island. Going back, my own island. Breathing in, Buddha is my mindfulness. Breathing out, my mindfulness shines near and far. Buddha is mindfulness, shining near and far. Breathing in, Dharma is my conscious breath. Breathing out, The conscious breath protects my body and mind. Dharma is conscious breath, protecting body and mind. Breathing in, Sangha is my five skandhas: form, feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness are the five skandhas. Breathing out, my skandhas are practicing in harmony. Sangha is five skandhas, practicing in harmony. Breathing in, I know this is an in-breath. Breathing out, I know this is an out-breath. In-breath, out-breath. And now let us listen to one sound of the bell to end the guided meditation today. Thank you, dear everyone, for your practice. Let us open our eyes and take some time to massage our face. Roll our shoulders. Let us continue to be aware of our conscious breath, the Dharma in us. How is everybody feeling right now? Oh, no. Is everybody doing okay? Okay, I am a bit worried. My computer is not charging, and I only have 24% left. All this time, I thought my laptop is charging properly, but it's not. So,
There you go.
sometimes it happens like this. Could you give me a minute? I am going to find a backup plan. I'm gonna borrow my sister's computer. I'll bring it down here. Yeah, it's charging right now. Okay, we will see. This, it's not the first time that we experience technical difficulties during on Zoom, right? For those of you who have been attending our session, remember there was a moment where the Wi-Fi network was very unstable. I had to move from the Zoom room down to the dining hall to the office in the middle of the winter. Okay. Dear respected Thầy, dear Sister Thượng Nghiêm, and dear beloved friends, today is August 3rd in the year 2023, and I am at home in Memphis, Tennessee. And Sister Thượng Nghiêm is in Magnolia Grove Monastery, and our friends are all over the world. I want to take this opportunity to share with you a great news that August 24th will be my last session with you for the Thursday online teaching. Are you happy? I am happy, right? I am happy. So please be happy for me. Because I am moving to Deer Park Monastery. And I asked Sister Thượng Nghiêm, Sister Up, if she could spend time with you on Thursday afternoon to share her practice, just to be with you. And without any hesitation, she said yes. Flowers for Sister Thượng Nghiêm. And then we join our palms and express a deep gratitude to her. In the past, I invited other sisters to join, but because of other obligations or responsibilities or causes and conditions are not yet ready for them, so they declined my invitation. And I was deeply, deeply grateful when Sister Thượng Nghiêm accepted my invitation. Before coming to Magnolia Grove Monastery. You spent 2 years in Australia, right, Sister Thượng Nghiêm? Yes, she was at the Entering Stream Monastery in Australia for 2 years. And there were only less than 10 sisters. And perhaps it was there that her love for the lay friends started to grow and grow. And she saw the needs in her friends. And there are different ways that we help the Sangha. And there are different ways for our spiritual practice to grow. And one of the ways is to spend time with our friends online. To me, this is a great playground. If it wasn't for this online session, it would take me forever to finish this book, for example, The Mindfulness Survival Kit, or to go online and research on topics that I don't yet know, or talk to friends and hear their stories. So it's a great way to be with myself and be with others. This is self-love for me. And this self-love is not only for my own benefit, but for the benefit of many people. Please don't think that I'm doing this for you. I am doing this for me, for my spiritual growth, for the health of a monastic, for the joy of my life. And I think it is the same for Sister Thượng Nghiêm. So I benefit a lot from your presence and from your sharing. And so that is why I love to be here with you on Thursday night, regardless of where I am, unless, the schedule does not allow me to. So that is why for this whole month of August, Sister Thượng Nghiêm will spend time with us as a way for her to learn and to get to know you, and you get to know her. So this week, we will reflect together True Love, the third mindfulness training. And next week, it will be on loving speech and deep listening, the fourth mindfulness training. And after that, on August, I forgot, so today is the 3rd, and then the 10th, and then the 17th. We'll focus on the 5th mindfulness training. And on August 24th, we will have a tea-in together. Yeah. As not a farewell party, but a celebration and a continuation. How about that? A celebration and a continuation session on August 24th. And Sister Học Nghiêm will join us. It's a true practice, yes. So that is the plan, and hopefully nothing messes up our plan, that we are able to stick to our plan. So that is a wonderful news that I wanted to share with you. And again, Sister Thượng Nghiêm ordained in 2007 in Vietnam. That was the year that Thầy returned to Vietnam to offer the requiem ceremonies for those who die in the war on both sides. And there were more than 70 young people ordained at Bát Nhã Monastery that time. Sister Thượng Nghiêm is one of them. There are a few other family members, blood family members of Sister Thượng Nghiêm, who are also ordained in the Plum Village tradition. So hopefully you will discover more about her in the upcoming sessions. Today she wishes to observe, to smile, to breathe. And I will do most of the talking today. And at the end of my after my sharing, I will ask Sister Thượng Nghiêm a question, and so that you could hear more from her. Yeah. I've been doing this since May of 2020. And perhaps there is one topic that I haven't really spoken about, and that is true love and sex. It's not an easy topic. What do I know as a Buddhist nun, right? It is still a very new topic for me, and I think it's a topic that very often people hesitate to talk about because it's very sensitive topic. It's one of the taboo topic. Death is a taboo topic. Sex is a taboo topic. There are other taboo topics. But I feel that when the time is right, I will share based on what I understand and my own experience of true love and taking care of sexual energy. It is a journey of learning and a journey of discovery. Being a nun at the age of 21, yes, 21. Growing up in an Asian family, so my parents never talked to me about true love and sex, never once. It's a very typical Asian family. And later on, I was surprised that it's not only in Asian family, but also in American families, that there are parents who don't talk to their kids about this. For all this time, I would have this idea that for American families, they're very open. So I would assume that all families would share with their kids about love and sex in a way where they learn to respect, to care, and to trust. But I was wrong when I heard from other teenagers or young people sharing about this is like a topic that their parents did not talk to them about. And at the same time, there are teenagers who share with me that their parents were very open to them, sat down with them and share with them about this topic. You know, I once asked my dad, you have 4 daughters. What is your greatest fear for your daughter? And he said that my greatest fear is that my daughter would become pregnant before getting married. And I say, if this was your greatest fear, how come you never share anything with us about true love and sex? And his response was, I think you all would know. Like automatically or like naturally, you would know what this is. I said, how am I supposed to know? You know, if you don't share with us or if you don't educate us, where am I supposed to learn? From whom? The average age of young people this day that watch pornography online is 8. Yeah. I was talking to a young person who shared with me that when she was in elementary school at the age of 10, her friends at school spoke about pornography, and she had no idea what that is. And so she became curious. And she started to perhaps do her own research at the age of 10. So parents or aunties and uncles or siblings, please help the young children. Don't think that they're young, they don't know anything. They might know things that we don't know they know. They will keep it as a secret. and it's very destructive to their minds. So when it comes from parents or, family members that care about the health of the children, it is very safe, and let them see that love, there's a difference between love and sex. It breaks my heart to know that the average age of young people watching pornography is 8. Because that's not love. They're not learning love. As a nun, we practice celibacy. We have a celibate life where there's no sexual relationship involved. Or when there is a sexual energy inside of us that is strong or come up, we take care of it with our own mind, with our own compassion. But we don't act upon it to meet our desire or for pleasure. That is not a life of a monastic. And so before we go into this, I'd like for us to read the 3rd mindfulness training together. Let me share a screen with you. And I'd like to share that we revised the 3rd mindfulness training in June of 2022. So there are a few new lines in here, and they are very, very important for us to be aware of. This is the 3rd mindfulness training, True Love. I would like to ask someone to please help me to read this. Yes, Luke, thank you.
This is the 3rd mindfulness training, True Love. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I am committed to cultivating responsibility and learning ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. Knowing that sexual desire is not love, and that sexual activity, motivated by craving, always harms myself as well as others, I am determined not to engage in sexual relations without mutual consent, true love, and a deep long-term commitment. I resolve to find spiritual support for the integrity of my relationship from family members, friends, and Sangha with whom there is support and trust. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. Seeing that body and mind are interrelated, I am committed to learn appropriate ways to take care of my sexual energy and to cultivate the 4 basic elements of true love: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and inclusiveness for the greater happiness of myself and others. Recognizing the diversity of human experience, I am committed not to discriminate against any form of gender identity or sexual orientation. Practicing true love, we know that we will continue beautifully into the future.
Thank you so much, Luke. I'd like to bring to everyone's attention the changes we made last year. This word, mutual consent. Before, we did not have that. I think just the uprising Me Too movement and stories from survivor of abuse, and with the help of our lay friends, we added this word, mutual consent. This is something that is must have. Must have. I resolve to find spiritual support for the integrity of my relationship from family members, friends, and Sangha with whom there is support and love. Before the sentence was, I will make my relationship known to my family and friends. And from hearing the challenges, the suffering from our friends in the LGBTQIA plus community, that some of them don't feel safe when they share their relationship with their family members and friends. There are places where their lives are in danger. They might be shot at when they share openly about their love for another person. So we added with whom there is support and trust. This doesn't have to be with family members or friends only. Yeah, but as long as if there is someone that there is support and trust. It's very important that in a loving relationship, we feel safe to share who we love or who love us. And also this one, recognizing the diversity of human experience, I am committed to not discriminate against any form of gender identity or sexual orientation. Yes, we all have different human experience because we are diverse. And love is love, regardless of who we love. Love these days is not just between a man and a woman. Love can be between two women, two men, a transgender person. Yeah, two transgender person, a transgender person. And I'm thinking about this. I don't know if it's possible in the future, but also race. I am committed not to discriminate against any form of gender identity, sexual orientation, or even race, because there are some people who still find it very difficult to accept interracial marriage or interracial relationship. I thought about this when we revised this precept, but I didn't dare to share my input because I was like one of the youngest one in the group. So I just say, okay, just this is the start. Yeah. So this is to let our friends in the LGBTQIA plus community know that we hear their voices, we support them, and we know that love is love. I just want to share that acknowledgement. There are so many things in this training for us to reflect. Before with my narrow-minded, I thought sexual misconduct is only like infidelity, where a partner cheating on their partner. But sexual misconduct is not that only. It is sexual assault, sexual harassment, sexual violence, sexual abuse, many other acts that bring so much harm and suffering to others. Knowing that sexual desire is not love, and that sexual activity motivated by craving always harms myself as well as others. I wish that all the teenagers, young people, adults who haven't seen this sentence yet, that they will hopefully one day very soon. Because our society is organized or make it so obvious that sex is everywhere, that it's easier to see, perhaps it's easier to see sex before love, or it's very easy for young people to see that. And so they practice upon that. And I don't think it's only young people. We shouldn't blame young people only when it comes to this topic. It's also adults, right? Sexual desire is not love. St. Paul, John II say that lust is the opposite of love, not hate. I was like, wow, this is something new for me. So when I researched about this topic, I found this quote: lust is the opposite of love, not hate. Lust is short-lived. Love prevails. Love lives for a long time. Lust is not love. And sexual activity motivated by craving always harms myself as well as others. I am very fortunate as a nun to see there are couples who love and care one another so deeply, with so much respect. I could feel the love that they have for their partner when they are together, or just how they say their partner's name. I see it carries respect and really profound love. I have a middle school teacher who lives not far from my brother's house. He once shared that I invited him and his wife over for tea. And he shared that they've been together, they have been married for more than, I think, 40 years. And there are moments when he wants to leave the house by himself, not having his wife by his side. But then he felt like something is missing when he leaves the house by himself. And so he still had to go back and invite her to join him. Yes. It's not like attachment. It is her company that brings him so much joy. And they have been together for a long time. He feels something is missing when he goes out somewhere, an errand, by himself. She was there when he said this, and I could feel this genuine love between these two people. They protected one another. They care for one another. And I know that there are some couples that are not as lucky. They question about their relationship all the time. The love is no longer there, even though they really want it to be there, but it's not there. The word relationship means emotional connection. So it is the same. Of course, it has to be the same in a committed relationship. It is that emotional bonding. It is that communication that keeps the relationship together. At first, perhaps we come together because of passion, because of attraction, because of lust. But we know that for the happiness of a relationship, for the health of a relationship to last long, there must be an emotional connection, that emotional support, that understanding must be there. I read the news most of the times, just the headlines. And from time to time we hear, very well-known people separating. When they fell in love, they were very attractive. They are still attractive today. But perhaps there are so many things happening in their relationship that we're not aware of. Only two of them are aware of. And they try their best to be in a relationship, to continue to be in a relationship. But we know that relationships are very hard to keep, right? Very, very hard, especially in a long-term relationship. So that is why this mutual consent, true love, is what sustains a relationship. As a nun who practices celibacy, I find it liberating not to be involved in a sexual relationship. Very liberating. There are seeds not being watered as a life of a nun, like jealousy, doubts, questions. I consider myself as a very lucky person because the sexual energy in me is not so strong. I'm so lucky to have Thay as my teacher, who share in this book, the mindfulness survival kit, and also teachings he gives to the monastic, that sex is not bad. We shouldn't be ashamed of that sexual energy inside of us. It's a natural energy that we all have. And I felt such a relief hearing this from my teacher, so that when sexual energy comes up in me, I don't feel so guilty or shameful about it. And I just smile to it and say, yeah, I know why now the sexual energy is here. I acknowledge it. It's important that as a practitioner, we acknowledge when sexual energy is there, we acknowledge it. There's no need to suppress it. It might come out of the blue, right? It can come any time of the day. Or when we have thoughts that we are not very happy about, especially for a nun. And I say, okay, I see. But then it passes by very quickly. If I sit there and I suppress it, it's very tiring. And it's like I'm beating myself up. I share this to young girls all the time. And I invite you to do so with your nieces. Now, as women, we go through menstrual cycle. And I think it's important for men to know this too, to learn about women's health. And I noticed that 7 to 10 days before we have a menstrual cycle, that sexual energy in us is very strong. And perhaps there are some people who would go and satisfy that need, want to fulfill that desire to have that pleasure. And perhaps some of us sitting in this room, we had done that in the past. And we see that, oh, it's not helping my happiness. It is not the life that I want to continue. Because in that moment, this sexual activity motivated by craving harms myself and others. And there are those of us who know how to take care of it when it comes up. Perhaps it's difficult to do sitting meditation when that sexual energy is there. And each one of us have our own way to take care of our sexual energy. And hopefully we are taking care of it in a wholesome way. As for me, I tell myself, I am here for you. I know it's there. And because I have the precepts to keep, I am not allowed to be involved in a sexual relationship. So I don't want to fight with myself. I don't want to fight with this energy. I want to take care of this energy. There's a difference. So with sexual energy, don't fight, but please take care. It will come, and then it shall pass. And during that time, talk to yourself. Talk to your sexual energy. When was the last time you spoke to it? Consider it as like your friend coming to visit you, and you want to take good care of this friend in a way that is not destructive to yourself, to your own thoughts. The food that we choose to eat plays a very important role in our sexual energy. I remember the first time I heard Tay share that being vegetarian is a way for us to help to take care of our sexual energy. Our actual sexual energy is not as strong. Or eat less meat. But it's not the only type of food that we have to be aware of. Because the Buddha spoke about 4 kinds of nutriment. Edible food, the food that we put in our mouth, is only one of them. Sensory impressions, sense impressions, is the food that we ingest through our ears or nose, our eyes, or senses. They also play a very important role. And I like the fact that in America, when we go see a movie, or when a movie just got released, it has ratings. PG-13, rated R, PG, G. So we know what the content is in this movie. We already know the movie storyline, but with this rating itself, we also know. There are people who watch images that drain their energy. And they see that, and later on they start to realize this is something I don't want to continue. I have had young people coming to share with me. They started to watch pornography at a young age. and they don't do it anymore. I have heard from adults sharing with me that there were moments they caught themselves watching pornography. They're very aware of it. They're very mindful of it. But this energy in them is so strong that they continue to watch it. So when a mindfulness is there, sometimes it's not enough. We allow the Buddha in us to be there too. Invite the Buddha to sit next to us. This is what I do. When I watch something, when I read something, I invite the Buddha to please sit next to me. I invite Thầy to sit next to me. Because if the Buddha and Thầy sit next to me, I know what I should watch, right? Don't wait until they are physically there, but inside of us, there is the Buddha and there is Thầy. That is how I take care of my sexual desire, sexual energy, is to often invite the presence of my loved ones. And there were moments when I had attraction towards someone, like an emotional attachment. Or let's say for young people, it's called a crush. Yeah. I'm still a human. So moments like that do come up, not often, but they do come. And because I love my mom very much, and so this sentence would just come up naturally to me. How would mom feel if she knows that you have this emotional attachment to this person right now? And that is enough for me to find ways to stop and not to be closer to the fire. Because as a nun, or if you are already in a long-term relationship, we don't play with fire like this. Once it manifests, we have to find a way to blow it off before it gets big and burn the forest. The Buddha say, don't underestimate a small snake. Don't underestimate a small fire. And I once shared with some friends that the most liberating thing for a nun for me is that when I enter the meditation hall, I bow to the Buddha, and I really bow to the Buddha and not looking for someone. You know how when you have like this emotional attachment towards someone, wherever you go, you would look for that person. So you're not really present. You will think about that person a lot. And so, yeah, I think about that person a lot. And then I say, okay, think about your mom. Think about these sisters, these brothers, these friends. And so the circle, my thoughts is no longer just focused on one person, but I'm focusing on many other people. Yeah, in the beginning, that person might come up first, but then I am expanding it. It's a way for me to train my brain. It's very subtle, but for me, it helps. I don't know if it helps for you, but for me, it helps. It's a way for me to prevent any transgression in practicing the trainings, to protect my monastic life, to protect my marriage to monasticism. So what are you doing to protect your marriage, your long-term commitment? and physical exercise. We can sit in front of our computers for many hours. I see children are very good at this whenever I come home. I'm also very good at it too. I can sit in front of a computer for hours. But I know what it can do to the body and to the mind. So please choose an exercise that suits your body. Yoga, qigong, fast walking, stick exercise, and stick with it. Because there are hormones that secrete during exercise that is very rewarding and very healthy. It is not only what do we do when that sexual energy comes up, but what are we doing in our daily life to take care of the sexual energy? And we know that, well, based on what I heard and what I read, it might be wrong. I'm just in general, but in men, the sexual energy in men is much stronger than in women. And this is not something for us to be ashamed of. It's just the anatomy and physiology of a human body. And what are we doing to take care of that when we know that truth? 1 in 3 women experience sexual harassment or sexual violence or sexual abuse. And I think 1 in 10 men, most of the perpetrators are men. So as men, what are you doing to take care of your sexual energy? What food are we ingesting? What are we doing when that sexual desire comes up? Is it love or lust? Are we honest to ourselves? And I feel that there are ways that we can talk about sex that does not make other people feel like they want to try it or they want to experience it, but we can share in a way where it's educational. And I think that we haven't done that enough. We can share sex in an educational way where we don't make it sound so dirty, scary, guilty, or shameful. When 2 bodies come together and there is true love and intimacy, it can heal a lot of trauma. This is what I heard. Imagine if your partner has a scar on the body. And during this intimacy, the way that you caress that scar, the way that you say to your partner about the scar, to let them know how beautiful they are. It's very healing. And I heard this from a podcast, and I was like, wow, this is true. In true love, it contains healing. Sex is healing when we do it with true love, respect, mutual consent, and responsibility. So please help your partner heal, help you heal. help the young people understand true love before they destroy their body and their mind. It's not an easy topic. I know it's not easy. And sometimes you just sit there and you agree to disagree. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a learning process. That's what I learned to do with my nieces and nephews. They're young. They are in love. And I'm a Buddhist nun. But whatever I can share to them, I share. Whatever I can. This topic is vast. You know, we can have 4 sessions on this topic. There's no way I can cover everything. Tay, I want to share with you something Tay shared. And I would like for us to look at this all together before we end. Let's see, where is that file? You know how when you have all the file open and it's there when you don't need it, but when you need it, it's not there? This is what happened right now. Okay. So, because I was so happy when I read this that I thought I really want to share with you. Because the way that they put it is just so beautiful. Okay. So this is it. Love is a process of discovery. The third mindfulness training reminds us that when we seek empty pleasure through sexual activity, we destroy happiness and we destroy love. Ill-considered sexual relations without true love make people feel like they have lost something very precious in their lives. A boy or a girl who is sexually abused suffers terribly, and the suffering can stay with them for the whole of their lives. Our body has certain sacred areas which no one has the right to touch without our explicit permission given as an adult. The wholeness of our body is linked to the wholeness of our soul. Someone who does not respect your body cannot respect your mind. Your body is not a toy for someone to play with. When we guard our body, we do this also for the sake of our children, our grandchildren, and all our ancestors and descendants. Everyone has sexual energy. Sexual energy in itself is not unwholesome. When sexual energy leads to activity that causes suffering, it is unwholesome. The third mindfulness training reminds us to commit to learn ways of taking care of the sexual energy in ourselves. Of course, the Buddha had sexual energy too. He became enlightened at 35, a young age when sexual energy is still strong. But with his practice of mindfulness and concentration, he could transform and focus this energy in other ways. He knew how to direct his energy into helping others and the world. That is one part of the document I want to share with you. They share in the writing, they encourage us to channel our sexual energy into something else. For me, I channel my sexual energy into helping people to suffer less, spending time with them when they come to the monastery, being present, helping them. I think the purpose of our life is to help people suffer less. And this is from a Dharma talk that Thay shared, and I will share with you the link so that you could watch this Dharma talk when you have time. In the meantime, I want to share with you just a short excerpt I took from the Dharma talk that I found very helpful. I love to take notes whenever I listen to something. So this is another one. Yeah. Okay, see. Okay, can you see this? I want to share this with you. Holiness does not exist with only celibacy. There are those who are celibate but not holy because they don't have enough mindfulness, concentration, and insight. There are those who live a congenial life, but if they have mindfulness, concentration, and insight, they have holiness in them. If a monastic observes celibacy, not to have sexual relationship, that doesn't mean that sexual relationship cannot be holy. But because as a monastic, you have to behave like that. Celibacy, like an astronaut going up to the sky, you shouldn't be pregnant. If you're pregnant, you cannot be an astronaut or go up to the sky. It is not because to be pregnant is something bad. Sexual intimacy can be a beautiful thing if there's mindfulness, concentration, and insight, mutual understanding, and intimacy. Otherwise, it can be very destructive. So I hope that with what I share today and from the teachings I just shared with you from Thay and from your insights of practice, that we learn ways to take care of our sexual energy and to help those around us to feel and experience true love. Because true love heals. True love can really heal. And it is the love that can last. It is hard to build, but it will last a long time. So let us live a life in a way that we can continue beautifully into the future. Because this body not only belongs to us, but it belongs to generations to come. It also belongs to our ancestors. So it is the same with the body of the other person. They are not only for us to seek pleasure, to enjoy. They are the body of their ancestors. They are the body of their descendants. They are the Buddha to be. And when we look at other people with these eyes, we don't see them as object of our desire, but we see them as someone we want to protect, to care, and to give true love. Thank you so much for your listening. I'm very aware of the time. I will end the live stream here.